Hi, Mark T. the Handyman here. Today, it's 80 degrees outside Michigan. My thermostat's set at 75, but it's 77 in the house all day long. So it doesn't sound like it's real bad, but I'm gonna give it a look over just to see what I find. Here's the thermostat. The set point on a thermostat is 75 degrees, but the house temperature is still at 77 degrees, even though the AC has been running all day. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but that's just not normal for this AC. So let's go check out the basics. So now we are downstairs in the furnace room, and I'm going to put a thermometer in the return air to see what the inlet temperature at the furnace is. We already have holes in the ductwork canvas, so I'm going to put the thermometer right there, and we will leave the thermometer in the return air for a couple of minutes. While we are waiting for the thermometer in the return air to stabilize, let's do another basic task. Let's check our furnace filter. This filter is a 16 by 25 by 1 pleated furnace filter. I usually change the filter on the first of the month. Right now it's the end of the month, so I'm going to change the filter today. This filter is not going to look extremely dirty, but compared to the new one, it looks a little darker. Sometimes even the smallest details, like changing a slightly dirty filter, can get you back on the right track when it comes to your house temperature. So whether it's your house or you're on a service call, if you have a filter on hand, even if the filter is just slightly dirty, put the new filter in, especially if it's a pleated filter. It's been a couple of minutes. Let's see what our return air temperature is. Looks like we are reading 75.9 degrees. So we are going to take the same thermometer and we are going to put it in the supply ductwork, which is the cold air side. Now we will let the thermometer sit there for a little bit, and then we will check to see what our supply temperature is. It's been a couple of minutes. Looks like our temperature is 59 degrees. That will give us a differential spread of 16.9 degrees. Not great, but still within the range of normal. Normal is usually anywhere between 15 and 20 degrees differential between supply and return air. Let's go see what's happening outside. Okay, now we're outside. This is our condensing unit. And what we are going to do is we are going to set our gauge manifold up to see what kind of pressure we have. As always, I'll be wearing my safety glasses to protect my eyes from any type of refrigerant spray, and a pair of gloves to protect my hands from any type of refrigerant spray. I will be attaching the blue refrigerant hose to the suction side or the low pressure side, and the red hose to the high pressure side. As you can see, when I place the red hose on the high pressure side, there is a little bit of a liquid refrigerant spraying out. That is why it is a must to have gloves and safety glasses on when you are working with refrigerants. So the low pressure blue gauge is telling me I have 125 psi as the pressure, and the high side pressure, the red gauge, is telling me I have a 255 as pressure. Both those pressures are within the normal range of this refrigerant, which is refrigerant 410A. So now I have established that our pressures are okay, and the next thing I want to check is to see if our condenser coil is clean or dirty. First, we will take this one panel off to see if there's any indication that we have a dirty coil. Well, the coil doesn't have a blanket of cottonwood on it, but it does have some. Even a little bit of cottonwood and debris could force the unit to work a little harder. Let's take the panels off on the other sides to see what we have. First thing we need to do, if we're going to be taking off the panels and working on this, we are going to have to shut the power off. Right next to the unit, we have a fuse disconnect. We will need to pull the fuses out until we are done. Alright, let's get started. So all residential condensers are different as to how they come apart. In this particular case, the panels slide up, but you will need to pretty much take the whole thing apart to get the panels off. In our neighborhood, there are several cottonwood trees, but it's only late June and we have just started to get some warm weather where the air conditioning is running quite a bit. I don't expect the coil to be dirty at this point, but let's take the covers off and see. So we got the covers off. Let's take a closer look. As you can see, there's lots of leaves and grass on the bottom here, and certainly there is a little cottonwood here. No doubt about it, we need to clean the coil somewhat. Even if it doesn't make a big difference, it will make a difference. More than likely, I would have been cleaning this coil in a couple of weeks when the cottonwood season kind of slows down a little bit. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my shop vac, and we are going to vacuum up what's on the bottom and on the outside of the unit. First of these in some loose cottonwood and grass and all that kind of stuff that's on the coil. But then we will take a hose and hose the rest of the stuff down. Now I'm going to take this hose and I'm going to hose the coil itself along with the unit. You always want to point the hose down. You do not want to point directly into the coil. If you point the hose into the coil, you will be pushing the dirt into the coil and possibly plugging the coil rather than cleaning the coil. You just want to push the dirt off the coil by washing the dirt downwards. As you can see, this looks much better than it was. Even though it wasn't a blanket of cottonwood or dirt, it was still a good idea to clean it up. Now we know the coil will be clean. Of course, it's not a bad idea to clean the compressor area too. Even though I didn't spray any water where there's electrical components, I'm going to take my leaf blower and blow the electrical components that are behind this cover, just to make sure it's dry back there. That's one benefit about this job. I'm at home and I've got my shop vac, my leaf blower, and any kind of tools that I will need. Okay, let's put everything back together. So putting the unit back together is pretty much just like disassembly. You will need to slide all the panels back in place, put the fan motor back in place, and make sure that all the screws are nice and tight. And of course, don't forget to clean up around the unit. We have our unit back together. Let's put our fuses back in and start the unit up. So this is our outdoor fuse protection, usually referred to as a 30 amp fused AC disconnect box. The fuse plug has two 30 amp fuses that will give you electrical protection if something is failing in the electrical circuit, in addition to our circuit breakers downstairs. The fuse plug has two positions, the on position and the off position. In the winter time, you would put the unit in the off position. In the summertime, you obviously would put it in the on position. Pretty simple to operate. You just line up the brass prongs and push the fuse plug back into place. As you can hear, the compressor has started and the unit is running. So we are going to let the unit run for a little bit and take a look at the refrigerant pressures, but first, let's go downstairs and check the temperatures. So we are back downstairs and we have had our thermometer in the return canvas for a couple of minutes. Right now, we are showing a 77 degree return air temperature. That temperature is slightly higher than when we started, due to the fact that we had the unit off for at least an hour, and plus, the outdoor temperatures have been going up. Let's move the thermometer over to the supply air. Okay, the thermometer has been there for a couple of minutes, seems to be stable. Let's see what the new supply air temperature is. I'm reading 59.3 degrees, which is actually 0.3 degrees higher than when we started. But our supply air temperature works in conjunction with the return air temperature. And what we are looking for is a 15 to 20 degree temperature differential. So if you subtract 59.3 from 77 degrees, our return air temperature, now we come up with 17.7 degrees temperature differential versus the original 16.9 differential. That gives us a 0.9 degree increase in our differential pressure between the return and supply. That means by changing the filter and cleaning the outdoor coil, we have increased almost a degree of cooling. The more differential cooling that you get from your cooling system, the faster your house will get cooled and the AC will not have to run as long. So this was a success. We got the AC coil clean, we got the furnace filter changed, air conditioning working a lot better. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up or a like. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to comment. I sure do like to hear from you. Thanks for watching.